8th, 2011. My name is Vernon Miller, and this is Sports News Stream Monday Morning Sports Report. Great day of football for some fans. A disappointing day for football for a lot of other fans. Well, let's get right to it. Starting with the scores to see, let you know who won and who lost in Week 12 of the NFL. Let's start with Thursday's games, Thanksgiving's games. Green Bay 27, Detroit Lions 15. Cowboys over the Miami Dolphins 20-19. The Baltimore Ravens over the San Francisco 49ers 16-6. The Cleveland Browns over the Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns. That was 23-20. Carolina Panthers over the Indianapolis Colts 27-19. The Atlanta Falcons over the Minnesota Vikings 24-14. The Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-13. The Buffalo Bills fell short to the New York Jets 28-24. The Arizona Cardinals made a comeback over the St. Louis Rams 23-20. Tennessee Titans defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23-17. The Oakland Raiders squeaked by the Chicago Bears 25-20. The Washington Redskins defeated the Seattle Seahawks 23-17. Tim Tebow and the Denver Broncos made another comeback, this time over the San Diego Chargers 16-13. The New England Patriots destroyed the Philadelphia Eagles 38-20. And the Pittsburgh Steelers squeaked by the Kansas City Chiefs 13-9. And tonight, the New York Giants will be going into the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees and company. Very interesting games of football. Tim Tebow. What can you say? Is this guy actually all hype, or is he actually the next one? Pretty much orchestrated a little drive to put the Denver Broncos in field goal positions, who kicked the winning field goal. Yes, I do believe he has to work on his mechanics. I do believe he has to go back to the drawing board and maybe master the credence of the actual physical game. But as far as his character, will, and drive, he definitely has the needed components to become a winning quarterback. When you start looking at the characteristics and the DNA mode that you need to become a winning quarterback, he just has to go back and work on his techniques. And the Denver Broncos may have something for the future. Andy Reid and the Philadelphia Eagles. What can you say? Yesterday they lost 38-20 in a game that I don't know even where you start. The Philadelphia Eagles, Deshaun Jackson dropping two touchdowns in the end zone. Vince Young, he missed the pass to Deshaun Jackson that could have been a touchdown. The defense definitely didn't show up. The Eagles had a 10-0 jump on the New England Patriots, and for the most part, you thought it was going to be an interesting game. But Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, Tom Brady, they adjusted, and the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, Juan Castillo, he didn't have a clue after that. He had no idea how to stop Tom Brady. He had no idea how to stop Wes Walker. Wes Walker was killing him with the slot. And the tight end, after a while, the running game was going pretty good for New England. They didn't apply no pressure to Tom Brady, maybe 2 sacks. But other than that, it was pretty much a beatdown that could have been a lot closer if the penalties by the Eagles weren't being done. And Deshaun Jackson and these drop passes, there's clearly something going on with him. But I think it starts at the top, and the top is Andy Reid. Andy Reid could have definitely, I didn't expect him to win this game, but they still could have had a shot at the playoffs. If you go back to the Arizona game, you benching DeSean Jackson. That wasn't a very wise move, and it's still affecting the team to this day. So I think Andy has to go. I think Andy Reid has to go, and you start something new, something fresh. Juan Castillo, the hiring of Juan Castillo, your offensive line coach, you turn him into a defensive coordinator. That might have been a nail in the coffin right there. On the other news, switching to basketball, Syracuse fires their assistant coach Bernie Fines after a third man accuses Bernie Fines of allegedly molesting him as late as 9 years ago. I don't know where to go with this. Syracuse is a very respected and historical college basketball team, and they definitely have some issues that they have to address. The heads will roll on this. I think more accusers, and this is just merely my opinion, I think more accusers will come out, and this is definitely not the time for Syracuse to be trying to be enduring this type of scandal in the midst of college basketball season. The NBA has finally tentatively got a deal together. Their basketball games are going to start around Christmas, so this is a real bad time for Syracuse to even be attempting to try to be dealing with some situation like this. I think damage control to the utmost, and I think by firing this coach, that's the first start of damaging control. Got to fire him, get him out of there, and let him deal with those issues on his own. And disassociate, you as a college, you have to disassociate yourself from this man. So firing him was probably the best bet. On the other news, boxing, rumor has it that Mr. Bob Arum, the promoter of Manny Pacquiao, is looking to try to solidify and put together a Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez 4. Now, me personally, as a boxing fan, I'm a big boxing fan. I do not want to see this fight. I would not pay to see this fight. Manny Pacquiao lost the last fight, and obviously the fight that you have to put together is Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's the fight that has to be put together. And it's obvious that, like I've been saying, Mr. Bob Arum does not want to put this fight together. I'll tell you why. If he puts this fight together, it's clearly, and this is again my opinion, Floyd Mayweather will destroy Manny Pacquiao. He's destroyed Manuel Marquez, and Manny Pacquiao, for some reason, can't figure Manuel Marquez out. If you can't figure Manuel Marquez out, if you can't figure Marquez out, you definitely won't figure Mayweather out. Mayweather's going to pick him apart. Bob Arum knows this. Manny Pacquiao knows this. And I think deep down inside, Freddie Roach knows this. But we talk about $60 million a piece. A lot of people are willing to go ahead and look the other way if they can get these two individuals in the ring. Manny Pacquiao believes he has a fighter's chance. Anybody has a fighter's chance. Realistically, I don't see him beating this man at all. I think, wouldn't be surprised if Pacquiao gets knocked out. But Bob Arum, he just signed Timothy Bradley, another undefeated world champion in the same weight division, to a lucrative fight deal, because he knows that this Pacquiao gravy train is about to run out. Mayweather has already set a date. He said he plans on getting back in the ring, I believe, February 5th of 2012. And he's left that date open for Manny Pacquiao and his team. And no one has contacted the Mayweather camp. I'm just saying. Something suspect over in the Pacquiao camp. Other than that, definitely check out the Monday night game between the New York Giants and New Orleans Saints in the Superdome at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. I definitely want to thank everyone for following us, supporting us, and showing us the love. This has been Sports News Stream. You can follow us on Twitter. That's SNSUSA. And you can follow us on Facebook under Sports News Stream. My name is Vernon Miller, and thank you for the love and support. I get 'em all, I'm on one. I get 'em all, I'm on one. I get 'em all, I said I'm on one.
I'm getting so